Well, hello everybody. It's me. Oh my god, I'm making a video. You may notice that my lips are not synced up with what's on screen right now because I am recording this separately from the stream VOD that is going to be playing underneath of all this while I kind of just put footage over it. Basically, I don't feel like setting up my whole shebang to get recording. I just want to talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus and kind of like a quick first impression. I've put about probably 10 to 15 hours into the game so far over the weekend, and I wanted to spread my thoughts, but also kind of give a bit of a background as to where I've been mindset-wise with Pokemon lately. To put it lightly, I've been pretty underwhelmed. Pokemon Snap was pretty damn cool. There was a lot of effort put into that. I like Sword and Shield probably more than I should, because the price to entry to like get the full experience of that game is way too fucking high. But that being said, like I feel like the DLC like made the pretty mediocre game that it was to a relatively decent and or good game. I thought Sword and Shield were fine, but the amount of money you had to pay for it was not worth it. And also, as like the first like mainline home console Pokemon game, like it was pretty disappointing, all things considered. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are not super good, in my opinion. Like, they're perfectly fine, because Gen 4 is a strong generation with really good layouts and Pokemon designs and etc. But they did a pretty terrible job modernizing it and basically bastardized it and babyfied it. The only real improvement being the underground sections. Everything else is pretty much a downgrade in every single possible way I could think of. There's literally no reason to play it when Platinum exists, unfortunately. But this game, on the other hand, I think it's really fucking good, and there's a lot of good stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. I know the first thing people are going to want to talk about are the graphics, because that's all anyone on Twitter and etc. want to talk about is the graphics and how it just looks like a PS2 game, and yeah, it doesn't look great, especially with, you know, the amount of money that Pokemon constantly pulls in, being the most profitable game franchise of all time. You know, I would expect it to look better, but I think more on anything, I feel like the system is to blame over the game and the developers. If Game Freak had better hardware to work with, I think the game would look a lot better. That being said, there have been some pretty damn good looking Switch games with a lot more to pull from as far as resources go. I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of justifications as to why this game looks like this, but I definitely feel like it still could look better. And overall, it's, you know, it is a fair critique of the game. I feel like it's a pretty minor issue though. Like there are, you know, portions of the game that don't look great, like Geodude in particular just looks terrible. But I mean, overall, I think the game's stylized enough that I give it a pass as far as the graphical department, just because, you know, I prefer games that are super stylish and cartoony over games that are realistic. So I think the look of the game is fine, but there are definitely moments of the game where I'm like, oh my god, this does not look good. But yeah, the fact that a lot of like the things I have to say about the game are minor issues, that says a lot about the quality of this game. I think this is a solid formula, and I hope that they make more in the line of this. There's a lot to like about this game. But first and foremost, I know that, like, this isn't a thing people usually applaud Pokemon for, but the atmosphere of this game is phenomenal. It's nice and laid back and relaxed until it isn't. And it's definitely nailed that Breath of the Wild kind of feel, which I think really works in the game's favor. I think making a more casual, relaxed kind of mainline Pokemon game works really well to its advantage. But that being said, there are moments that are more intense and kind of spooky and weird. The time rifts especially. I won't go into too much detail about what they are or how they work, because I feel like that's best explored blind. I feel like there's just atmosphere all over the place in this game, and I really like that. The game's writing is really wordy. I did find myself towards like the latter half of like my recent playtime just kind of skipping a lot of the dialogue and just kind of getting the footnotes, because it's really, really wordy, and I don't like that. I don't like when stories get super wordy. I don't like reading, so I kind of wish that, you know, the most profitable franchise in the fucking world could hire just a few passable voice actors to get through some of this dialogue, because it would make it a lot more interesting, but I get it, I guess. I don't know. The story itself is kind of interesting, with a lot of interesting ideas introduced, and it's definitely got a solid mystery going on, although, you know, I haven't gotten to the conclusion of it, so I can't say the story's good or anything, but I am interested to see where it goes. which is the first I could say for like a Pokemon game since Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon had an incredible story from beginning to end, whereas this one, it's got a lot of setup, but like the execution portions of it are kind of leaving me a little disappointed in that aspect. Gameplay-wise, I don't have a ton to complain about, really. One of the things that I talked about early on that bugged me was that vertical movement in this game, like vertical exploration, really early on sucks. Climbing up hills is awful because you just move so slow, and if you don't get up in enough time, you just slide down. I didn't like that. And then they gave me Wordeer, and things got a lot better. He's kind of janky, but I kind of love exploiting how he could just kind of run up hills. It's fun to mess around with. I enjoy it. Just exploration in this game is just really fun. I got all the way to the 4th area of the game, and I do have one complaint. Aside from like colors changing, I felt like all the landscapes felt very samey, and I kind of hope that that's something that they expand upon in future releases like this. Like the game levels kind of blended together because they all look kind of samey. They kind of do a weird thing where like the colors of each area are slightly different, but it's all just like a lot of fields and trees and forests and big open areas. And I hope in future installments of this, like kind of, because I have a feeling that this is a formula they're going to do more with. I would like to see a little more variety in the locales. Like, I felt like everything felt very samey. Catching Pokemon has never felt better. Like, if you always thought that, like, the aspect of catching Pokemon was always underwhelming, this game might be the one to sway you, because catching Pokemon just felt so satisfying. Like, you take on one of the big ones, they're called alphas. You take one of them on and you battle it, and then you get it to the point where you can catch it, and after like the 3rd or 4th try, it finally clicks after it's knocked out a couple of your Pokemon. That's good. That's good stuff. That feeling of satisfaction, it's never felt stronger, and I like how this game handles that. I feel like the stealth mechanics could definitely be expanded upon, sneaking up on Pokemon and whatnot, because grass is pretty scarce. Grass is what you're supposed to hide in to throw balls at the Pokemon, which is actually a funny role reversal, because, you know, tall grass is where the Pokemon usually attack you, but now you're the one on the prowl from them. It's cool. It's a nice little role reversal. I like that most Pokemon seem to fall in 3 different categories. You got the skittish ones that'll run away if they see you. There's the ones like Bidoof that just don't give a shit that you're there. And then you've got the ones that are on the aggressive, where if they see you, they're going to want to battle you. Any of them can be caught as long as they don't see you. You can catch them off guard. It's cool. It's nice. It made catching Pokemon really, really different. I also like that, like, in order to catch Pokemon, you don't have to go into a battle. You know how awesome that is? Like, if you're shiny hunting or whatever, like, you could just keep throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon and over and over and over and over again, and you don't have to go into a battle to do that. Also, just like a random little touch, I like that you can move around during battles. I like that the player can actually like get hurt taking it, like standing in front of like either your Pokemon or the enemy Pokemon's battle or moves. I think that's an awesome little touch. There's a lot of nice little details in this game, like your shoes being taking off when you go inside your house and step on like the wood and stuff. Like, there's a lot of cute little details like that in this game. I like it. I also love how your Pokemon feel like you're a team, you know, you all work together. You throw your Pokemon at things like trees and stones to mine and whatnot, and they'll harvest it for you, and then it gets added to your inventory. One of the things I know a lot of people are going to complain about regarding this game is the inventory space for the player being relatively small. I didn't really mind it because getting upgrades for it is really easy. You just talk to the one guy in the Galaxy building and he just adds a new slot, and the price goes up 100 Pokédollars every time. I think that's a nice touch. I think that's a perfectly fine way of handling it. The game wants you to constantly check back at the campsite and check in with the professor, cash in your findings, and also craft. By the way, love how this game handles crafting. I really like that you can craft while out and about with the thing, but you can only craft with the items you have. But if you go to any crafting table, like an actual crafting table, it will pull for both what's on your inventory and what is in your stored inventory without you having to go back and forth. Excellent choice. Very smart decision. It makes crafting seamless, easy, quick. You just go, you make the things you want, you don't have to grab what you need and all this other stuff. Nope, just go to the crafting table, make what you want, done. Awesome, love it, want more games to do it. That is perfect. But yeah, also, I fucking love the new battle system. I love the agile, strong system. I think that is a brilliant change to the formula that has never been done before. I love it. For those that haven't played the game, basically, you can battle a Pokemon, and the more you battle with a Pokemon, they'll master a move. And once they master the move, you can choose either an agile or strong version of that move. The agile move makes it so that the move does less damage, but there's a chance that your next turn could come quicker, or you could go like right away. Like, I think that's cool. It makes it so that it's possible to go twice. That's awesome. It kind of reminds me of Bravely Default in a way. And if you want to do the strong version, your move does more damage, but your next turn will come later. Brilliant. Awesome change to the pace. It makes it so the battles are just so seamless. I also love that this game isn't piss easy. It's not super hard to me. Like, my Pokemon do faint a lot, but like, I don't lose. I don't really ever feel like I'm in danger of losing unless I'm playing stupid. But the game's not easy. It's not hard. It kind of sits in that nice little area where it's not a cakewalk, but it's not super challenging either. I feel like this is a game that a lot of people are going to enjoy because it actually offers a challenge. And there's other things that you can do that are challenging. If you want to challenge yourself, you can go challenge like the stronger Pokemon of the area. You can go after a Pokemon that's way higher level than you for some challenge. Like, there's plenty of stuff to do. I will say all of the trainer battles I've encountered have been piss easy, but there's not super many of them. I also don't think there's any like trainer battle that you can encounter out in the wild as far as I'm concerned. Like, unless it's like connected to a side quest or main story quest, you don't really run into trainers that just want to do wild battles because, well, that wouldn't really fit with the theming of the game if you've played it. And I really like the new designs for the most part. I think they've absolutely massacred Goodra, but most of everybody else I think look amazing. I especially love the new design for Typhlosion. Oh my god, he looks so huggable and so cool. Boyfriend. But yeah, overall, early impressions of the game are super strong. I think this game is excellent. Like, obviously, the game's look is a little rough around the edges, and I feel like the locales could definitely be more varied, and the story could cut down on being so goddamn wordy. Pretty much everything else I've really, really enjoyed. This is definitely the best Pokemon game in a very, very long time. It's the first Pokemon game in quite a long time that I'm like, yeah, this is worth full price. This definitely is worth it. Like, obviously, some people just looking at the graphics of the game or whatever probably don't feel the same way, but I feel like the game offers more than enough content to justify the $60 price tag. But yeah, overall, I'm impressed, and if you're interested in getting the game, I highly recommend it. I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. The thing I love about this game, though, the most, is that they could do so much better. Like, they could expand on so much, and I think that if they were to do more, I think they could make it better. This is, yeah, more of this, Game Freak. Please, more of this. Thank you for watching. This is, I know it's been like over a month since my last upload. I'm so sorry. Okay? I've been busy catching Pokemon and making extra money at work and stuff. Speaking of money, thank you to my patrons who are on screen right now. Y'all are the best. I'm sorry you only got one video this month. I'll do better. I promise. Bye.